Welcome back to AFT Dice Season 11. It is round 14, Thursday, the 22nd of January, 2026. We've got match of the round, West Coast versus Adelaide Crows at Optus Stadium. Minor premiership status at the moment is Adelaide Crows. Wooden spoon is North Melbourne. Biggest winning streak is Collingwood with 4, and they're featuring in the first game, Collingwood versus St Kilda at the MCG. Let's go to the first quarter of this match. We've got Collingwood in 7th, St Kilda in 2nd. So 2nd versus 7th. First quarter has been completed and Collingwood have kicked 4 goals to St Kilda 1 goal 6. It is 14 points of difference to Collingwood. Let's go to the second quarter of this match. And halftime siren is about to go. It has gone, and Collingwood, they kicked 1 goal 2 to St Kilda, 2 goals 1. And at halftime, it is 9 points of difference Collingwood's way, 34-25. Let's go to the second half of this game. Collingwood versus St Kilda. St Kilda win. They are in touch of the top 2. Three-quarter time siren has gone and it is level 62 apiece. Collingwood kicked 4 goals 4 to St Kilda, 6 goals 1. Let's go to the last quarter of this match. Level at three-quarter time. Could it be level at full time? Let's wait and see. And the final siren has gone and Collingwood have won by 1 point. Final scores, Collingwood 14-11-95 to St Kilda 14-10-94. All right. And that puts Collingwood in the top 4 with 9 wins, 5 losses. Let's go to the second game of the round. Essendon versus Sydney at Marvel Stadium. We've got Sydney in 15th. Essendon in 16th. So that's the bottom 2 teams playing off. Sydney have kicked 6 goals 1 to 3-1 in that first quarter. So Sydney up by 3 goals. Second quarter underway in this match. Under the roof. Can Sydney win this game against Essendon? Going to be close. Essendon, they've kicked 6 goals 5 to Sydney, 3 goals 6 at halftime. It's 1 point the difference. Sydney's way, 61-60. Let's go to the second half of this game. Let's see who will win. Three-quarter time siren has gone and Essendon have kicked back. They've kicked 6 goals 1 after halftime to Sydney, 5 goals 5. And at three-quarter time, we've got Essendon up by 1 point, 97-96. Let's go to the last quarter of this match. Who is going to win? Could it go down to the wire again? Second game in a row. And the final siren has gone and Essendon, they have beaten Sydney at home, Marvel Stadium, by 13 points. Essendon kicked 3 goals 4 to Sydney, 1-4 in that last quarter. Essendon final score 18-11, 119 to Sydney, 15 goals, 16, 106. Wow. 2 close ones to start off with. Let's go into the match of the round, West Coast Eagles versus the Crows at Optus Stadium. And the Eagles have kicked 4 goals 6 to Adelaide, 3-6 in that first quarter. So it's 6 points the difference to the Eagles, 30-24, second quarter underway. Halftime siren has gone and the Eagles have kicked 4 goals 6 to Adelaide, 2-6. And it is 3 goals the difference, West Coast way, 60-42. Second half is underway. And the Eagles have kicked 2 goals 4 to Adelaide, 3-1. And the Eagles at three-quarter timer, 10-16-76 to Adelaide Crows, 8-13-61. Let's go to the last quarter of this match. Who's gonna win? Collingwood, biggest winning streak at the moment with 5. Final siren has gone, and the Eagles have beaten the Crows at home by 50 points. What a smashing. And that puts the Eagles second on the ladder, just above Adelaide Crows. Wow. What a match at the Optus Stadium. Okay, so let's go to the next game, Melbourne versus the Geelong Cats at the MCG. Melbourne 12th, Geelong in 7th. First quarter has completed. Melbourne have kicked 4 goals, 1 to the Cats, 1-1. And Melbourne are 18 points up, 25-7. Second quarter underway. Second quarter has completed, and Melbourne have kicked 3 goals, 4 to the Cats, 4-6. And it is 10 points the difference at half time to the Demons, 47-37. Second half is underway in this game at the MCG. Three-quarter siren has gone, and Melbourne have kicked 5 goals, 4 to the Cats, 4-2, and it is 18 points the difference Melbourne's way going into the last quarter of this game. Final siren has gone, and Melbourne have won by 28 points. Final score, Melbourne 18-10, 118 to the Geelong Cats, 13-12-90. So that puts Melbourne just outside the 8. What a big win against the Cats, the Ds. Next game, Brisbane Lions versus Hawthorn at the Gabba. Brisbane, they got smashed by Bulldogs last week by 60 points. Can they get over the line against Hawthorn? Brisbane, they've kicked 3 goals, 1 to Hawthorn, 2-4 in that first quarter. So Brisbane are up by 3 points. Second quarter underway in this game. Final siren has gone, and the Brisbane Lions have kicked 6 goals, 6 to Hawthorn, 1-3 in that second quarter. And it is 36 points the difference at half time. Brisbane 61 to Hawthorn 25. Could be a statement against the Hawks, Brisbane. Three-quarter siren has gone, and it was pretty even in that third quarter. Brisbane kicked 2 goals, 2 to Hawthorn, 2-3. So Hawthorn won it by a point, but it is 35 points the difference to Brisbane, 75-40. Let's go to the last quarter to see how much Brisbane will win by against the Hawks. And in the end, Brisbane have won by 25 points. Brisbane kicked 5 goals, 1 to Hawthorn, 6-5 in that last quarter. And with Brisbane winning against the Hawks, Brisbane go on top of the ladder, game clear. So they've made a statement. It was a down game against the Bulldogs after having a winning streak of 6. So Brisbane win again against the Hawks at the Gabba. Final score 16-10, 106 to Hawthorn, 11-15, 81. And that puts Brisbane on top of the ladder. Match of the round for round 15 is the Geelong Cats versus Brisbane going down at GMHBA Stadium. Okay, next game, Western Bulldogs versus the Gold Coast Suns at Marvel Stadium. So the Bulldogs have kicked 5 goals, 5 to the Gold Coast Suns, 4-1. And it is 10 points the difference to the Dogs. Second quarter underway in this game. Halftime siren has gone, and the Suns have kicked 4 goals, 1 to the Dogs, 2-1. And it is 2 points the difference to the Suns at halftime, 50-48. Third quarter underway in this Three-quarter time siren has gone, and the Gold Coast Suns, they've kicked 4 goals, 6 to the Dogs, 3-4, and it is 10 points the difference at three-quarter time to the Suns 80-70. Last quarter underway in this game. And the final siren has gone, and the Suns have won by 25 points. They kicked 17 goals, 14, 116 to the Western Bulldogs, 13-13, 91. So having a big win against the Brisbane Lions. They lost against the Suns who were on the road playing at Marvel Stadium, have won. And that puts the Gold Coast Suns knocking on the door of the 8. All right, next game, Port Adelaide versus North Melbourne at Adelaide Oval. So we've got Port Adelaide in 14th, North Melbourne in 18th. Port Adelaide need another win to have any chance of trying to make the 8. First quarter has completed, and the Port Adelaide Power have kicked 5 goals, 6-36 to North Melbourne, 6-1, 37. Second quarter underway. And Port Adelaide, they've kicked 2 goals, 3 to North Melbourne, 2 goals, 2. And it is all square at halftime, 51 apiece. Let's go to the third quarter of this game. Port Adelaide versus North Melbourne at Adelaide Oval. Can North Melbourne get off the bottom of the ladder? At the moment, three-quarter time, it is Port Adelaide by 2 points. They kick 4 goals, 1 to North Melbourne, 3-5. That's 76 to Port Adelaide to 74 North Melbourne. Last quarter underway in this game. And the final siren has gone, and Port Adelaide have won by 15 points. They kicked 4 goals, 3 to 2-2. Final scores, Port Adelaide 15-13, 103 to North Melbourne, 13-10, 88. So that puts Port Adelaide in 11th. North Melbourne still on the bottom of the ladder. Richmond and the GWS Giants playing at MCG. The first quarter has completed, and the Giants kicked 5 goals, 5 to the Richmond Tigers, 4 goals, 4. So it's 7 points the difference to the Giants. Second quarter underway in this game. And the Giants have kicked 6 goals, 4 to the Tigers, 6 goals, 6. And it is 5 points the difference to the Giants at halftime. Third quarter underway. And the siren has gone for three-quarter time. And the Giants have kicked 4 goals, 5 to the Tigers, 4 goals, 1. And it is 9 points the difference to the Giants, 104 to 95. Going into the last quarter of this game, the Giants need a win to have any chance of making the 8. And the final siren has gone, and Richmond, in the end, in a thriller, have won by 3 points at the MCG. Final score, Richmond 20 goals, 17, 137 to Giants, 19-20, 134. Last game of the round 14, Carlton versus Fremantle at Marvel Stadium. So we've got Carlton in 17th, Fremantle in 8th. So Carlton, they've kicked 5 goals, 4 to Fremantle, 2 goals, 2. 20 points down, Fremantle, going into the second quarter of this game. Halftime siren has gone, and the Blues have kicked 6 goals, 2 to Fremantle, 5 goals, 5. Second half underway. 23 points down, Fremantle Dockers, 49 to 72. Siren has gone for three-quarter time, and Carlton have kicked 4 goals, 4 to the Dockers, 5-5, but it's still 16 points the difference. Fremantle is down 84 to 100. Last quarter underway. Final siren has gone, and Carlton have got a victory. So they're 2 games clear of bottom. Well, now 3 games clear of bottom. Carlton, final score 21-16, 142 to Fremantle, 17 goals, 18, 120. And that pushes Melbourne in the top 8 after Fremantle losing percentage, going from 109 to 106. So we've got 3 rounds to go, 15, 16, and 17, and North Melbourne look like they've qualified for the wooden spoon for season 11. Brisbane are on top after a win against the Hawks at the Gabba. Collingwood's got the biggest winning streak of 5. Melbourne's got the next big winning streak of 4. And the match of the round for round 15 is the Cats versus the Lions at GMHBA Stadium. Richmond's the number 1 offense team in 4th place, and Brisbane are the number 1 defense team in position 1 on top of the ladder with a game clear. All right, that concludes round 14, Thursday, the 22nd of January, 2026. We'll see you next time for round 15, Monday, the 26th of January, 2026.